Hey, how's everybody doing? Today we're going to do a kind of like a battle of the budgets type thing. We're going to look at the Friedman and the Jet City. The Friedman you can still get new, the Jet City you can only get on the used market. So for the price of a new Friedman, you can get practically a wall of Jet Cities. That being said, if that's your biggest issue, you might want to skip the whole video and just get the Jet City if you're working on a budget. Because for the price, it's a killer amp. Now, we'll talk a little bit about some of the shared features and some of the differences before we really get into the demonstration. Now, the Friedman, you have a separate EQ for the clean and dirty. The Jet City has a shared EQ. The Jet City has a added depth knob, like a resonance knob, whereas they both have a presence. The Friedman does not have a depth knob. It does have a boost on the gain to give a little bit more gain, but the Jet City will still have more gain than the Friedman no matter how you set it. There's also a boost on the clean channel for the Friedman where you have three different, not boost, brightness, 3 levels of brightness. So that's kind of where they stand on the front panel. The back panel, they both have effects loops. The Jet City effects loops does not like a lot of pedals. By saying that, what I mean is it does not like a lot of instrument level pedals. It's designed for like rack effects. But I do have some rack effects here, and even using that into the Jet City, it still gets really hot. You have to dial the input of the rack unit really low. I've tried the rack unit into the Friedman. You don't have to dial it down as low. So there's that. If you're looking for an effects loop that you can use with your pedal board into the effects loop, it is probably not a good idea to go with the Jet City. I don't hear a lot of guys talking about that have actually done videos on this. Yeah, the Friedman also has an emulated direct out, whereas the Jet City does not. They both do 16, 8, and 4 ohms. So pretty much that's everything about these two amps in a nutshell. They're both 50 watts. Of course, one has a speaker, one does not. So we're going to be running into a captor into wall of sound using the exact same cab. So all the miking and cab information is all the same. The only thing that changes is the 2 amps. So anyway, here we go. This is the clean on the Friedman. Bridge pickup. All right, now we're going to go to the clean on the Jet City. Now we'll go to the bridge. Okay, on the Jet City, that has the crunch channel, which is like the clean crunch channel. There is no actual clean channel on this. That's got it, the gain at 2. So you're never going to get like a crystal clean channel. Really, you're not even going to get it out of the Friedman either, unless you're using low output pickups or like single coils, because it's kind of breaking up a little bit with these humbuckers. So that is the clean channel between the 2 amps. Now we will go over to the dirty channel. We'll start with the Jet City since we're already here. Okay, kind of got lost, carried away there. Now we're going to switch over to the Friedman. Alright, so now that we're on the Friedman, the gain is maxed on the Jet City. The gain is probably a little over halfway, about 1 o'clock. So that'll tell you the difference in the distortion levels of these two amps. Alright, got a little carried away there again too. Anyway, so now that was the cleanest channel between the two amps, as well as the dirty channels. I would say what I'm hearing is the Friedman is a little, got a little bit more clarity, a little bit more tightness to it. The Jet City is a little bit more loose, but a lot more saturated. So it's kind of like, it's kind of hard. Well, it's kind of hard to justify the extra money for the Friedman if you don't really have that kind of money or things that you could trade to get it. If it's really going to be a burden on your income, I would say maybe not get it. Maybe get like a DSL, maybe get a Jet City. I want to try one last thing. We're going to back the depth off on the Friedman to cut back on that resonance to see how much it tightens it up. So we'll do that real quick. So that does tighten it up a little bit. It's still definitely a little bit more unrefined with a lot more saturation. But you can get one of those for about $200, $250, $300 all day long. The used market, you're probably going to spend 12 to 14, somewhere around there, for the Friedman. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe. Click the bell so you can get notifications, and let me know what you'd like to see in the future.